I do believe we're good. Cool. All right. I'm here by myself, but we upload these to the YouTube channel after the fact. I have a couple things I need to get going. This print is a 10.5 hour print. It failed in the middle of the night the other day. Super frustrating. And honestly, I don't know why. I've been looking at this, and by every reason, this shouldn't have just failed. I mean, the only thing I can think of is that this doesn't have enough tree support right here. So this is kind of wobbly here. I could add more supports going up the whole side, so it kind of is wider. But anyways, this is a commission we're working on. It's a Loki helmet or crown, whatever you want to call it. So we'll print this guy. So I apologize. I have stuff I need to get going, and it's going to that one. Gosh, this is hard to map it out where everything's supposed to go on your finger. That one. Yeah, you get the idea. It's going on the 3D printer. This one should be straightforward. Now, I am a little nervous that these have a lot of overhang. Yeah, we're not going to do that. That's too risky. Especially since I had bad luck with the other ones. So I made this live stream. We're making bean base. Well, I'm also making other stuff. That's pretty jank, but whatever. Hello, Zach Link. How are you? I promise we'll be getting to bean base soon. This is just something I have to get done this morning before I work on my game. There we go. Oh, my Lanta. We're all cattywampus here. It's good enough. This one honestly should be okay. I mean, the amount of surface area that that's going to have on the build plate is just going to like suction really good. Yeah, I'm really not too worried about this one. We'll slice it and send it over to the printer. Okay, there we go. Sorry, trying to move stuff around. conflicts of G-code have been found at what? Why? Are you? Why would you do that? Okay, whatever. All right. That's annoying. I mean, that should have been fine the first time. It's literally an AI that figures out where to throw your supports, and they do this stupid thing where they'll just sometimes overlay them on top of your model when there's no need to do that. All right, so that's a lot better. So see how it made a brim for this one? That's a lot better. It all looks good to me. Look at this. This one little support here is like all that just for that one little overhang right there. It's important though. And these really shouldn't go anywhere. This guy might topple over. I don't think so. I think it'll be okay. And where this attaches, if that didn't even look perfect there, I can rebuild that with Bondo. That's not the end of the world. My OBS is freaking out right now. All right. Well, that's crazy. Oh well. Apologies for the really slow start. Oh, that should be good. All right. Again, I apologize. There we go. All right, let's send this over and get going. Coffee's nice. Cool. I think we're good. We can minimize that. All right, so this is what we're doing for Beanbase. It only took me 15 minutes to get started. I just totally lost where I was at. All right, so we're there now. So we just got to do this annoying thing of going all the way around the whole thing. I wonder if I could just make a line and then just rotate it. No, it's like the same amount of work. Takes me a second to get into my flow state. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. I've been thinking it'd be kind of interesting to make like my own game dev podcast. Like I'm the first one ever to ever do that. But I know I'm not the first person to ever conjure that idea up, but I do. I don't know. I think it'd be just fun. I have no idea how far out that one went. Okay, that's fine. So as annoying as this is going to be to code. Basically, just going to make a script that, as the frames get higher, that's higher in value, and then I'll just figure out the math percentages wise as it goes down to which integer it should move or whatever. And then there'll be a little display text right here. So, jeez. I'm so stupid sometimes. Gosh. The oh my I forgot to unload the print from last night. So it was trying to level the bed out and it was just hitting this. Oh, that's how you screw up a 3D printer. It's okay though. That's why I heard that noise and I was like, that was not a normal 3D printer sound. And I just saw this was still in there. Yeah. So that's insane. Let me close this up. Oh, that's very funny. All right, let's get all these supports off, I guess, without breaking it. Some of these just are a nightmare to take off. Some of them are satisfying, like that. Oh, look at that. Smooth. We got it. We're back. Don't try this at home. It's okay. My teeth are already messed up. Not gonna mess them up anymore. That's a lie. Don't do that. Don't. You'll actually mess up your teeth. You'll you'll bend them or chip a tooth or something. Surprising how strong PLA is. Right, so we got some stuff we need to trim on there. Just some little nuggets still left in there, but that's fine. Alrighty. All right, let's get back to it here. Back in the flow state. This is tedious. My goal, if I have to make another gauge, I'm going to try to just reuse this one and just change the colors on it, because this is just so much work. And I don't even know if it's going to look good. Like, honestly, I'm kind of like 50-50 on it right now. I don't think it looks bad. cannot make this line look good. Sometimes I think I'm too OCD, and then sometimes I'm like, I am not OCD enough. I feel like some of those need to be longer. If we need to go back through and adjust them, we can do that too. It's a lot of frames. I want the gauge to actually look smooth. One thing about me, and I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing when it comes to this is like I'm not an experienced developer, so I don't know what I'm talking about half the time, but I really just don't like rotating pixels on screen. Like I really like trying to animate actual I like trying to animate actual pixel art wherever I can. There's a couple things in the game already that I'm probably going to have to just keep um where the pixels are rotating, like when your player goes into zero gravity and he's spinning around. That one bugs me so bad, but I just anytime I try to like animate him turning, it makes the game so complicated, and it also just makes it like it just doesn't look great. It just doesn't look good. I constantly think about how I totally was making that Minecraft series, and then And then it just kind of fell off. I should go back to it. Between trying to start the prop building business and get out of construction and making a video game, I'm so busy. I'm like, I haven't had time to play anything. I almost got on Helldivers last night, but then duty calls and I needed to I actually made this last night, so hmm. Very tedious work. Hi, Slime. Yeah, it's a. I apologize if I'm not responding as fast as I should. I'm like trying to figure out my monitor setup. I have a monitor set up here, which is just ridiculous. I just thought it was just funny to put it up as a bit. And I was like, oh, it's actually useful for the stream. But then I have that here, and then I have the game engine here, and then I have a sprite I'm working on here, and so I'm like having to just twist and turn all the way around. So I'm trying to find a good spot to put the chat because I'm not used to streaming, but oh man. Yeah, it's a gauge. The idea is it's going to be we'll boot it up here. Come on. It's because this is running. This can do the Bamboo Labs app when that's up. It lags like crazy. So instead of having this crappy little what do you call it? Bar for the air. I was debating between having something that looks like, and I might still do this, I'm not sure. Something that looks like a thermometer almost that shows like the level, so they're basically vertical bars instead of horizontal. Because those kind of look sci-fi. But I just can't get the idea of it being like an actual gauge like this off the like I can't get it out of my head. So I'm creating an animation for the dial on it, and then there'll be a tiny little screen on it right here. I'm listening to music. It is way too loud. There we go. I can hear my own thoughts now. But it's basically just going to play or it's going to, man, I cannot talk today. Holy cow. It's going to type out the numbers onto the screen. So as the dial changes, the dial will move as I'll have to do the math on the average amount of frames compared to the average amount, or basically to like what values do I want the gauge to move at, and then when it gets to that rough integer, it'll move the gauge. And then I want it when it gets really low, I want it to start doing like this thing where it's like it's freaking out, and then when it dies, it just like just dies all the way. You can hear the door sound come out when I when I do that. So lost. I need a sip of coffee. I cannot think. We're good now. We're in business. Business. What has been happening with you today? Anything interesting? For me, it's still morning ish. It's late morning. We had a little birthday party for my daughter yesterday. That was fun. She just turned 3. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and edit these because I want those to be actually down closer to the dial. Did some cleaning. It's always good. I need to my office right now. I don't even want to show it. I should show it. Whatever. Embarrass myself. It's not good. Actually, from this side, it doesn't look that bad. Um, it really doesn't look that bad from this side, but on the other side, there's like I have like 2 3D printers on the ground that are like in pieces. Got tons of parts and filament and it's nasty. The 3D printer that's in pieces on the ground is a resin printer too, so it's just like this cancer causing chemical vat on the ground. Whoopsies. Yeah, so that's what we want. We want it to look like it's yeah, see how inconsistent the length of it is? It's like wow, wow. Like right there it's touching, barely touching good, touching good. And then here it jumps from there to there. Which is good. There's going to be weird jumps because this isn't even like a perfect circle. I mean, it's pixel art. It's like kind of need to give myself a break half the time with it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cheat. We have an outline here that I made. So I can't see my onion skin. The previous little hazy trace paper. You know what an onion skin is if you've ever done pixel art or any animation. I'm going to create another circle. We're just going to put a circle in a circle. We'll make this one red. Nope. Honestly, that's close enough. So now what we can do is now we know I want my ish. We want the red. That red line's not going to be on all of them. Oh man. There's probably a way to do it. I didn't grow up using A spray. I grew up using GIMP for everything. Oh well. We're just gonna eyeball it, whatever. So it definitely needs to start coming out more. Man, this is horribly inconsistent. It kind of adds to the character because if you've ever seen a Gage in real life, they just like they're always all over the place. I'll give myself a little grace with it. All right, let's get rid of the outline. What in the? So that's the stuff we're trying to avoid, or just like the ridiculous jumps in size, like there and jumps back to there. See there, boom, boom. That's way too high. That's more natural. That is just such a jump there. I wish I wouldn't. I mean, you're never going to see it move like that. Realistically, you're just going to see it slowly go down. And then you're going to see it like randomly like that. All right, let's go back to it. ADD. So see how like excuse me, see how it's like in the dot or the whoa. What? What do I keep doing, dude? It's like I've never done pixel art. Good. Good. Not good. Some of these are goofy. Perfect. Dude, that's like didn't even plan for that. It's already like lining up like the same symmetry. Now the question is if that's in the bottom of a screen. It'd be cool to see like a glow come from the. It just needs more depth, I think. I know what I need to do. It sucks because I already did it on this layer. How do you affect every single layer? So if I say delete that. Nope. All right, we're going to Google. Cool. All right, so says link cells. Oh, perfect. All right, so this is the whoa. It's the gauge itself. So now I do believe if I delete this, perfect, it does it for every single one. Alrighty. So here's my thought. We need to remove the glistening. You know what I'm trying to say. The sheen from here. I don't know why I didn't do this in the first place. I just made it part of the texture. But we're going to put this as a layer on top of the whole gauge. So that way when the dial moves, the dial will move through the sheen and looks like it's underneath of it, because right now it's on top of it, and that should help with the depth. And then I either want to add a shadow to the gauge or make it look like it's glowing. Or to the gauge, I'm sorry, the dial. How to do that? What am I doing? I could also just do this. All right, so now shine. Dude, I'm tripping right now because I'm like, managing these cells is so frustrating. I just need to, so I want to add a sheen. Let's say that's the sheen, right? Okay. All right. All right. Unlink. Dude. Is that seriously what I have to do? All right, well, we figured it out at least. All right. So we want to add the sheen. We'll just start. I liked this angle I had last night for it. That actually looks way better. Dude, it just is bugging. Yeah, I don't know. This is bugging out. So now it's not on any of the other cells yet. But if I go like this, no way, wait. Okay, can we lock the rest of these and then do it? So it's just this one selected? No. Bad. This one, just sheen, just that one. I win. That's all I wanted. Just to, it would have been faster for me to just add the little light blue to it, but whatever. Yeah, this needs some sort of little shade, or maybe the dials do. So let's try this. It's darker, so it'd go this way? No, it'd go this way to get darker. I'm just making stuff up. Let's just see how it looks. No, it needs to be lighter, I think. Actually, if we make it lighter on the underside, it'll make those look like they're recessed in because you're seeing the top edge and then it's going into a hole. Let's just do it and see how it looks. Hmm. So maybe we do the same exact thing with the dial. It's just, man, some of these things are hard. Like they're just, there's not really a right or wrong way to do it. Feels really consistent, honestly. I'm just not too happy with the color. This gray, as stupid as this sounds, the gray is in the color scheme. And you might be like, well, it's just gray, of course. It's like a slightly cream color that a lot of the walls have and a lot of the machines. The only reason I'm not too happy with these colors is these colors are very, I don't want to say neon, but they're brighter colors. And a lot of the colors in Bean Base are very repetitive on purpose because I'm trying to go for I don't want to say pastel, but just more muted tones. Like I don't want it to be overwhelming because there's going to be so much stuff going on. And the furniture that we have in the game is going to have kind of that cool, very vibrant look to it. So I don't want the UI to clash with any of that. But at the same time, I love the idea of this looking like it's glowing. So my thought is just making this just a scotch darker. Oh, you know what I just thought of? Um, is making this kind of an orange-ish color. No, that looks terrible. Never mind. We'll do that and make this a fuzz darker. Ooh. Ooh. Dude. Yeah. I like that. Let's see what the blue. Take it back. The blue looks like crap. All right. Erg. I think it looks good too, but there's just the thing I just don't I'm so the blue and orange are opposites, right? This is more red than orange. And so you basically have two primary colors clashing, and that can look good. I don't know. Let's just experiment and try to see if we can make this look like it's glowing the same way I made these do the same thing. My thought is to add kind of a cool purpley color to it and then brighten it up. Nope, way too much. No mess. All right, let's restart. So we're going here. Oh man, we gotta go way into the purple for that. Yeah, but that would be lighter anyway. We're gonna go more green with it. Blue is such a harsh. Yeah, the blue doesn't work. Blue is just such a harsh color. Well, let's do this here. So that's what the gauge is really going to look like, right? I mean, if we think about it on the color wheel, let me look. Let me think. Let me think. Let me cook. Could go like almost what my gut was trying to tell me and go kind of that purple route, actually. Yeah. Nope. Boop, boop. Not that color, but we're getting somewhere here. It looks cool, but this is not what Beam Base looks like. This is way too like retro-y. And Beam Base has a lot of retro stuff, but this looks like something you'd find in your grandma's kitchen from the 1950s. Also, I just realized. Come on. Oh, wrong hockey. Ha! I caught you. Yeah. Okay, we're good. It just I don't know. My other thought is you just use doing a red dial. That honestly might work. So this is a red actually that we're using in the game a lot. It's my favorite color actually, is this color. So that, ooh, oh, hold up. Hold up. Let me cook. I have an idea. Yeah, stop it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's what we're doing for the game. So you might be like, well, now you're gonna have to go and edit every single one of those. No, nay. I mean, yes, I will have to go and add this underglow to it on every single one, but here is also why not. Okay, there we go. So look, there's our one. So as overwhelming as this is to look at, now that we know we're in a happy spot, what we can do is you take this, go over here, hit R, hit OK. Oh, all done. So now you go to this one, select, go to this one, hit R, all done. Now, here's the tedious part. I do have to go to every single one and add this. There's no way around that. Why did Aseprite do it that way? Don't save. Why did it not do that? So Godot, I don't know about other game engines because I'm not a game developer yet. I guess I am working on a game, so I guess I am a game developer. When you have columns, if you have a sprite sheet, I should say, if you have a sprite sheet, Godot reads it from side to side all the way down, just like the way that we would read in English, left to right, top down. The sprite sheet it just made it in an order where it was top down first and then side to side. So it'd go down and then to the next column and then to the next column. And I don't think that's how Godot does it. We could check really quick. but I don't think that's how that does it. Where am I going here? Where would have it? Player scene. Let's look at the player animated sprite. Characters. Player. Yeah, it does. So see how it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's how we want to do it for this as well. So let's try again. Because I did. For Game Maker 2, at least, you can set how it reads it, but yeah, that's just how the default does. There's probably a setting you could change it. I mean, you can manually go through and select them, but I'm lazy and I'm OCD and I like things being able to like just read the default way, the way it was just made to just do it. And so I don't want to like make my own thing just because I'm so we're gonna make it by rows, and this fixes it here. So how many? So really, we're just gonna do it by 4. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Whatever. So what we'll just go right back to this. Boom. I learned this shortcut, the how to just like manually color select everything, from a follower on Instagram. Because there's something like that in GIMP, and I just didn't. I was like, oh, I guess Aseprite doesn't have this. That sucks. And then he was like, no, they do have it. You just have to find it. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, it's Shift R. I was like, no way. I've been living this life without this whole time. Okay, cool. So we got some. This won't take too long. You got to do this 50 times, 50 something times. How loud is the 3D printer? Can you hear it when I talk? Sweet. Good. That's the one thing about the Bambu Labs printer. Not the one thing. There's a couple things with it that are kind of annoying, but I love that. I love that printer. It's an amazing printer. it the biggest complaint I've seen people had online for it when I was looking to buy it was they said it just was so loud. And I was like, well, you're 3D printing. If, it's a machine running in the background. I'm like, it's not that loud. And then I got it and I was like, oh my gosh, it's pretty loud. I'm getting the 1 week Minecraft itch or 2 week Minecraft itch. I think we're going to start one up on the Discord server. It's seriously, they're great printers, but they just, I don't know. They're not that, so they're not that bad. They're not like, oh my gosh, I can't hear anything, but like it's just surprising, but at the same time, for how fast they're moving, it makes sense why they're so loud. Because they're freaking fast. They're amazing printers. Sure, they steal your information. That's a pretty big deal, actually. Yeah, this is getting kind of old. The biggest thing that we've always struggled with, going back to the Minecraft server thing, has been trying to find like an actual like creating a stable like economy, because late game we all just get so bored, I guess, and we want to have like those, like that cool fellowship with other players on the server or whatever. But it's just hard because there's a certain point you're like, diamonds mean nothing to me now, you know. We tried the Nether Star currency where you could only trade Nether Stars for stuff. But then it's also like there's always one player who just monopolizes everything, and then it's just over. And it's not really fun for anybody else. That ish video, the 1,000 players simulate civilization or whatever. It's like a 2.5 hour YouTube video. It's like a literally like a documentary about it. It's, if you've not seen that video, go watch it. It's an amazing video. It's so good. They killed it on that. It was so good that actually me and my wife watched it. I don't want you. Where'd I go? I was totally lost my train of thought. Me and my wife watched it together, and we never watched videos together. That was a very fun. We just put it up on the TV. At first, you're like, dude, this is gonna be like a cringy video, but it's actually like, it's a great video. There's something about streaming, because I'm not used to streaming at all. I've always been considered like a talker. Like I just can talk and talk and talk and talk. But there's something different when you have to sit in front of a camera and there's no return dialogue, and it's just you having to speak to yourself like a maniac. Um that's so hard to do. Joe Rogan was complimenting Tim Dillon about that actually on Tim Dillon's podcast, because Tim's podcast is just, you know, it's just him by himself ranting for hours, or just like an hour to an hour and a half podcast, and he's really good at it. Bill Burr does the same thing, and Joe has said it's like that's like a muscle that you have to develop. Like it just takes forever, but eventually you'll get to a point where you can just talk and be funny without any return. But it's different from doing like stand up, because like stand up's all like prepared material, and there's nothing prepared about streaming. It's all improv. And it's not even improv, it's just talking by yourself. That's why solo podcasts are hard, because there's nobody there to help keep you on track. You have to just be very disciplined to make sure you're staying on topic yourself. And I'm not disciplined. I try to be. Yeah, just that little extra really makes a difference. I think so. All right, where were we at? Down here. Dang. Come on. We don't want to do that. Just there. Bup, 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 bup. Ah. that? Okay. I'm probably gonna have to get off soon. How many more do we have to do? We're almost there. We'll finish this out, and then I'm gonna have to call it, unfortunately. Why does that one look stupid? That's technically right. Last row. We're almost there. Yeah, that's correct as well. Weird. Just kind of gets weird towards the end, like where things are supposed to line up and they don't, but they do. Do I have an idea what time I will do the next stream? I don't know. uh I don't know if I should be more consistent with it. My schedule is just so all over the place that I don't want to say like, "Oh, I'll be here at this time," and then all of a sudden I'm like, "Oh crap. I have an appointment I have to be at that I can't miss," which is where I have to go here very shortly actually, but I don't know. I'll try to be better about I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. Long story short. Um there are certain things I just like doing stuff like this as tedious work is really easy for me to stream because I don't get distracted that easily. But if I'm trying to like code, I just I get I just get really distracted. But that looks a lot better. That looks a lot better. Now, one thing I'm worried about is the font in game actually fitting into that little window. So I might have to blow this up in the game engine just a little bit so it won't be technically pixel perfect, but it'll look really close. Just that way I can force some text to fit in there. But anyways, I think I'm gonna have to call it here, which is fine because I think we actually did quite a bit of work here. So yay art. It's all coming together. So well, thanks for sticking around, Slime. I can always count on you. So all right, well, farewell. I will see you guys on the next